Hey guys, it's Lisa from Turning Pages, and today I'm here to do a book review and basically represent. The book I'm reviewing today is Antigoddess by Kendare Blake, the first book in the the first book in the Goddess War series slash trilogy slash duology slash whatever. So I heard so many things about Anna Dressed in Blood and Kendare Blake and that entire spiel, and I definitely went out and bought all three books at the same time. Antigoddess, Anna Dressed in Blood, and what was the other one? The Girl of Nightmares. Went out, bought all three at one time, was dying to read them, and I'm finally now getting to them. Actually, I didn't buy them that long ago, but I did have to wait a little while to get to them. So the first one I read is Antigoddess. Right now I'm indulging in Anna Dressed in Blood, and I can't wait to see what happens. Antigoddess, what pulled me in about this one was the entire like Roman and Greek god kind of thing. I don't know why I like that mythology kind of stuff. I think it was like in middle school when I randomly took one of these classes and absolutely loved the entire idea behind it. It was just interesting. I don't know, that these gods are all somehow related, that they live on Mount Olympus, that they all have these weird powers, and that, you know, they fight against each other even though they're like family. So I don't know, it's just interesting, and I absolutely love reading about it. So when I heard that Antigoddess was all about that, I definitely decided to go ahead and read this one before I read Anna Dressed in Blood. I don't know how I feel about the cover. It's kind of interesting, I guess. I didn't really understand the whole like feather, but it does come into play a lot throughout the story, at least towards the beginning slash middle, and then it kind of does come back up towards the end. Interesting cover, but if you'd had no idea, like, or if you knew what the book was about but you haven't read it yet, you'd be like, why is there a feather on the cover? So I don't really want to tell you too much about what the story's about. All the gods that you know and like the mythological stories are incorporated in here, and I think they're all like, some of them are younger teenage versions, some of them are more adultsy. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how all that plays a part in the modern world that we all live in today. The first thing that kind of put me off when I was reading this book was the point of view. I didn't get it, I didn't understand it, but obviously after a while I was like, okay, now this makes sense. But the beginning of each chapter is just like, let me see, is labeled like this. So here's number 1, and then there's the title. Then here's number 2, and there's the title of the chapter. The chapters actually switch back and forth between like perspectives. So that was really confusing. There was a lot of like names that you kind of weren't really introduced to right away, like in detail. So it takes a little while to like, okay, this is this person, this is this person, and now this makes sense. I was a little bit confused, like, why is this person here now with this person? It just didn't make sense to me at first. And then I figured out, oh shoot, these chapters are in different perspectives, like featuring different people. And sometimes it would even happen in the middle of the chapter. So it was really confusing to me. And I was like, what is going on in this story? Like, this makes no sense. But like towards chapter 4 or 5, it finally started clicking to me that this story is following different people. Because I think the main characters is like a girl that doesn't know she's like a god, and then the other one that is a god, and they're both girls. And I'm just like so confused, just was so confused. When I started reading this book, I knew that it was book 1 in a series, so I knew right away it was going to be a lot of build-up, that we wouldn't see this war right away, that we might see a battle or two. I knew that it wasn't going to go right into the whole war, and that we were going to go win it basically in one day. So I knew it was going to be a build-up. It was a build-up throughout most of the story. I didn't mind it. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning about the characters. I enjoyed about the past, how they got to this point, and a lot of the book was that. Up to like page 300, it was just like that. and I was expecting like a battle at the end, and that's what did happen. But there were some drastic events that happened that I felt like were kind of brushed over, maybe, without, you know, giving anything away. But this big thing happened, and they got into a battle, and this god is like attacking them, and the god and all the like teenager gods that know they're gods have no idea how to beat him, and they're all like slowly dying. And they know that this other bigger god is like after them, and they're running away and they're hiding, and they've been doing that for a while now, and you know, and they don't know how to defeat this guy. But then all of a sudden the one main character girl comes along, and within like 2 minutes she figures it out. Well, like, okay, let's just do that. Oh my god, that's so amazing. Like, it took you 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years and you couldn't figure it out, and then she figures it out in like 2 minutes. I was like, what the heck? This is insane. And then as that event was happening, and I was like, oh my gosh, there was another event, someone died, and I feel like the death, like, it was a main character, and the death was kind of just like, you know, like, okay, he died, back to battle, funeral, let's go get him. Like, the funeral went by in just a couple pages. I don't know. I just felt like the big important parts of this book were just happened so fast, and were just like not, I don't know, not appreciated enough. I don't know. I just felt like they were rushed. Like it was a rush to finish the story. Loved this story. I loved Antigoddess. I loved the characters. I loved the build-up. I loved the beginning. I loved the ending. I loved everything about it. But I do wish that I don't know, I wish it would have been, like, there would have been more time taken towards the ending. Like, that's what I read this whole book for, to be at the ending and to see what happens at the end, and it just happened so fast, I felt. And so I am so excited to read the rest of the series and to see what happens and to see how this world goes down. But I do wish that that part would have been a little bit more slowed down and slow paced. So I love Kendare Blake's writing. I've heard a lot of things about it, and so I was kind of expecting it to be really good, and it was. And her character, like, the character development was amazing. The fact that she had so many characters in this book, and each one of them was completely different than the next, was absolutely fantastic. And I'm excited to see how the story continues, and I do have my suspicions about the dead guy, and if he's really dead or not, I guess. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I loved Antigoddess. Can't wait to read the next book. And if you've read Antigoddess, or if you've read Anna Dressed in Blood, then definitely comment down below and let me know what you think about it, because below with any comments, any thoughts, any ideas, any like opinions, I would love to know exactly what you're thinking. So yes, see you guys next time.